Wow, what a day this has been. I have spent the entire day watching and listening and learning and making notes about just all this really, really amazing tech and all these great demos. I want to thank you all for watching and for asking such great questions in chat throughout the day. I want to thank everybody who worked so hard to make this event a reality. The part that you don't know in the audience, as our audience and our customers, it takes a lot of folks behind the scenes to get all of this to come out so well. I want to thank everybody for doing that. Special thanks to our ASL interpreters who have worked so hard to share all of our awards for those of you who prefer that mode of communication. AM and Farah, you did an awesome job as hosts, and it was great to see you up there. As I think about today, I'm thinking, what a great time it is to be a developer. Just so many powerful tools at your fingertips. With all this awesome generative AI, you've got Code Catalyst, you've got Code Whisperer, you've got the CDK, you've got Amplify. Was so awesome to watch each of those being not just explained, but kind of positioned in the bigger marketplace of tools and frameworks. And also really loved the fact that my colleagues were so eager to put these tools through their paces and show you the live demos. As someone who's on stage a lot, there's nothing more scary than doing a live demo, because you just don't know what might happen, and you might mistype something and it's not so obvious when you're there, or something might quite go wrong. But hats off to my colleagues for being bold and doing all those awesome live demos. The thing I'd like you to take away from this is that we're not doing this and trying to keep this as some kind of a closed club that only we have the magic necessary to make this happen. I want you to walk away and think, I can do all these things that I saw demoed today. You can do all these same things, and that you can start from where you're at. I think one thing I learned from listening to Adam this morning is that he really said, let's make sure that you can use the languages and the frameworks that you already know. So I think one of the challenges today, there are so many different tools and languages and frameworks that you might feel overly compelled to just keep learning a new language all the time. Well, that's a fun thing to do, and you can collect new languages and add those to your resume if you'd like. But we've got 9 different languages supported now with all of our tools. Go ahead and use what you already know. That's going to be a quicker route to success. And we talked a lot about the path from a great idea to some code to deploying in test to deploying in prod to being able to scale. I think it was the build, deploy, scale model I heard someone talk about today. That's what you want to be able to do. Learn more languages if you want, but approach these things with where you are as well. Couple of things that stood out for me. Adam did note that we as devs often have spent too much time getting started, and I think what you saw today with Code Catalyst should really help to minimize that time. Love to hear from Mike. Mike said something. He said, you'll be able to think more about your app and less about the infrastructure. That's a really great statement. And the interesting thing to me is it's not a new statement. If you look back to some of the content I wrote probably in 2005, 2006, as we're just getting started and talking about the idea of cloud computing and scalability and EC2, I probably used some very, very similar words. That doesn't mean that what Mike says isn't relevant. It actually means that it's still relevant, and that's one of those factors that you can count on over the long term. The fact that by using higher and higher level tools and abstractions, you can think more and more about your app and less and less and less about your infrastructure. So that's a really, really good thing. Love to learn about Flutter. I didn't know a whole lot about that. It was great to hear both AM and Farah were talking about Flutter, and AM said, well, Amplify is great because it grows with you. And then Farah had this, I think, really insightful comment where she said it's going to reduce your dev risk as well. And I think both of those were really great to hear. From Michael, we heard about the full stack app, and I love the taco demo, and I love the QR code that we could get on there and just literally send messages to his app in real time. That was super, super neat. And then I think using the tacos certainly made us all a little bit hungry and thought about kind of real world demos. wonderful to hear from all of the community builders and kind of get their perspective. Really enjoyed that. So much about blueprints and sample architectures and opinionated development, just ways that we think we can help you to get a running start and go again from, I've got this awesome idea, to it's deployed and it's at scale, and I've got all these customers actually using it and getting value from it. So loved again to see all these live demos of all our amazing tools. The best quote, I think, actually I got two best quotes. I'll wrap up with two of the best quotes. One was from AM, as he was watching Code Catalyst, and he said, I can't wait to get my hands on a keyboard and start learning. And I love that because it's so easy to spend a lot of time reading and studying all these things and making sure you know all the APIs and all of the data types and the commands. That's wonderful, great background knowledge. But nothing actually replaces just getting in there and just diving in the deep end of the pool and just actually, as he says, getting your hands on the keyboard and starting to learn. So that's my advice. Do a little bit of study and planning up front, but grab that keyboard and start cranking out the code. And then listening to Kendra from the CDK team, great to hear about the different levels of constructs there. And I didn't know all about the JSII compiler. That was kind of a cool thing to learn. But I love this phrase that she wrapped up with, and as she was demoing how everything works. And she said, the release is going to fail intentionally. And that just struck me as just kind of a really, really fun comment on the way she had everything set up to fail right there. So I've learned so much. I wish I actually had more time to be a dev and to build things. I don't get that luxury in my job, but you probably do in yours. So wrapping up, I just wanted to thank you for watching and for using AWS and for continuing to be awesome customers and build something really cool and let us know how it goes. Thanks so much.